Okay, so we got the Escalade in here. We got the truck all jacked up. I got the transmission out of the Ranger. So here's the 4L80 out of the Ranger. Got everything out on the bench here. Picked up a new gasket. I'm waiting on a new pump gasket yet. So usually anytime that I do any work on a transmission, I'll go ahead and buy the new pump gasket right away just so I know it's here or on the way when I'm working on the project, because you pretty much have to replace it every time. So what I'm going to do, I don't think like fourth or forward drum are really going to have to be done. All I'm going to do is pull the clutches out of the direct drum, take the lip seal out, and drill the hole. So yeah, here's the pump gasket. Like, you could probably get away with reusing this thing, but the gasket's like $6, and sometimes you rip them when you pull the pump out. Sometimes it'll stick and then rip it. So I usually just go ahead right away and get a new gasket on the way. Depends if you're doing a full rebuild. Like, usually you'll have a kit that has a gasket with it. But like this situation, I'm not doing a rebuild. I'm just going inside the transmission to change something and putting it all back together. So in that situation, I wouldn't have a rebuild kit, so I buy the gasket separately. So what I gotta do with this one is drop the pan. I gotta get the wire harness out of it because the trans brake valve body has these two other solenoids up here, so I still have that harness inside the pan. And I also have to get the spring for the pressure control out of the pump. So let's do that. Alright, so I got the transmission back in. I still got to put the fluid back in it. I did raise the front end back up because I don't feel like trying to modify these before the weekend. Today is Wednesday, so I'm just going to leave it raised up so I don't really have to mess around with that stuff. I would like to get the trans brake wired and then go drive it and make sure all that stuff works. I can deal with the front end being a little bit high for a little bit longer. And hopefully I'll take this thing to the track this weekend. Right, so got everything just kind of hooked up temporarily. This is the trans brake wire. I just have it hooked to a little 12 volt positive. I got a wire in a momentary switch, so we'll give it a little burp. So reverse. Put in D3. Everything seems to be working. I don't want to be too hard on it right now because I want to top off the fluid and drive it around, warm it up, and then see if I still have any other issues. Okay, so all I have to do is wire up that momentary switch. I'll probably do that after work tomorrow. Everything is in there, and we'll see if it works. So I will charge the GoPro, get that going, and we'll go drive it and get it up to temperature and see if I can replicate any of the issues. So hopefully not. Ideally, we would not be able to replicate that issue, and we can just say it was something wrong with the transmission that's in the Escalade now. But we'll get there. So either way, we'll figure something out.